Hello everyone, it is Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, back with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Video. So yesterday I did my episode 123 summary spoiler review where I didn't really get into it because we weren't sure if it was confirmed or not. It was confirmed again about an hour after I put it up, which it just is a pattern. Whenever something is unconfirmed, I make a video about it. I ask you guys to give me your opinion, and then it gets confirmed about an hour later. So that's just how things work. But we have just gotten the spoilers for 123, 24, 25, and 26. And I have to say before I show you guys, these are the greatest spoilers I have ever gotten since I've done these segments. And I am just stoked. First of all, huge shout out to Scarlight Cypher, as always, for sending me these. I'll link his channel down below. Definitely check him out if you haven't already. And if you don't want to see any of the spoilers, get off right now. 3, 2, 1, here it is. So episode 123, The Glorious Machine Dragon. We have a little more info on this episode now. Yusho and Reiji run into each other in academia, which is, wow. It is then that Yuri attacks them. In order for Yusho to reach Akabaleo, Asuka stands against Yuri using an honor student deck given to selected students. Asuka faces off against the boy with the ominous smile, Yuri. Asuka tries to convey Yusho's bring smiles through dueling ideal, but... ... Wow, a lot going on in that episode. 124, the revived Phantom Knights. While searching for Yuzu, who is captured by Serena, Yuya runs into Ruri. While Yuto is rejoiced that Ruri is safe, Ruri suddenly initiates a duel. 125, the Blazing Dragon. As Yuya and Yuto try to save Ruri, Serena appears before them, as according to the doctor's plan, the parasite monsters drive Yuya and Yuto into a corner. Then, something abnormal happens to Yuya, and this one is the best one by far. Well, not even by far, they're all good. 126, The Day the Devil Was Born. As Yuri attempts to turn Sora into a card, Yugo appears before him and challenges Yuri to a duel. While a fierce battle between Yuri and Yugo unfolds, Yusho, as well as Reiji and the others, manage to reach Akabaleo. Leo begins speaking about the demon duelist who leads the world to destruction, as well as the 4 dragons. What is the reason that the world is divided into 4 dimensions? I don't even know where to begin. I mean, these are, and again, give me your opinions before, I get into this on what you think overall the spoilers are. I cannot wait to hear from you guys. These are I read these when I was half asleep right before my 8:30 a.m. class this morning, and I mean, it just jolted me awake because, I mean, these spoilers are great. I am so excited for what's about to happen. Just so much is going on. So we're going to start, I'll go episode by episode, and 123... we knew yesterday it was going to be Asuka versus Yuri. This gives us more of an insight, and Asuka is kind of distracting Yuri while Reiji and Yusho are able to make an escape. So I like that aspect. At least that gives a little more dimension to Asuka's character, that she's willing to, she's not selfish. She's a selfless character. So I like that dimension. I still think it's a shame that it's probably the end for her, but... Now that does come after... Asuka tries to convey Yusho's bring smile through dueling ideal, but she fails? Is that what they're getting at? But Sora appears, because then we go down to 126, and it just all of a sudden, as Yuri attempts to turn Sora into a card, Yugo appears before him, and there's just a big time skip there. So what I think is that, and we don't have a lot of info on 124 and 125, which, by the way, is amazing. We're finally getting U-Boys versus Bracelet Girls, and the revived Phantom Knights. Is Yuto going to leave Yuya? Is Ruri's bracelet effect going to bring Yuto back to his own body? That's possible, and whether that happens or not, it's just amazing that we're going to see a duel like this. It really is, and I knew Ruri was not brainwashed. I do have a few issues, and not issues in terms of what might happen, but nervous issues, like where is Shun? Why is Shun not mentioned in this? Isn't he with Ruri? I mean, best case scenario... he's just going to watch the duel from the sidelines. Worst case scenario, Ruri ends up carding him or, pushes him into a room while they're in academia and they're going to brainwash Shun, or, similar to a room Yuzu's in. That's worst case scenario, so I don't know what to make of that. No Shingo, no Gungenzaga, no Jack, no mention of them at least. They still could be in the vicinity, but there's just no mention of them. But again, we don't have a lot of info on 124 and 125. But we have enough info that gets me so excited for that duel, and we're just going to see more of Yuri. And in 126, I'm just going to skip down there, we're going to have interaction between Akaba, Leo, Yusho, and everyone. I mean, that's crazy. And now we have this introduction. First of all, the title name for the episode is great, The Day the Devil Was Born. And now we have, speaking about a demon duelist, who, this pretty much, again, I hate to bring this theory up because I know it's wrong, but that Seto Kaiba theory is pretty much not going to happen. Again, when I made it, I knew it was a long shot, but this kind of seals the deal on that. You would believe. There's no way Seto Kaiba is this demon duelist, but, maybe it's going to be the characters from the manga, Eve and Ren, I believe. Yeah, Ren and Eve. Probably not, though. It's probably just going to be a different character. But it's interesting that they're going to introduce a main villain this late in the show. But I guess that's what the final arc is going to be about, because I figure, based on when opening 6 and ending 6, the final openings and endings are set to be released, 126 could be the final episode of this arc before we move on to the next arc, the final arc. And it's just a lot is going on here, because I don't even know where Sora comes from. Is it a tag duel between Asuka and Sora and Yuri? Because keep in mind, Sora is with Yusho. No, he's not with Yusho. He's with Reiji. But Yusho and Reiji run into each other, so shouldn't Sora be in the vicinity? And instead of running with them, he's going to stay back and help Asuka? I'm really not sure, but that's not mentioned in 123, so that kind of is confusing to me. But while that's happening, we're going to get U-Boys versus Bracelet Girls. The end of 125, something abnormal happens to Yuya. That's a little concerning. Is he going to go into Berserk? And if it happens to Yuya, is it going to happen to Yuto? Is it going to happen to Yugo and Yuri? Because there's been some inconsistencies on when someone summons a dragon. Remember the duel when Yugo versus Serena? Yuya was able to see the duel or duel through Yugo's eyes. So there's just a lot of weird things going on there, and there's just a lot of possibilities, and I am so excited for these episodes. I really am. These are the best spoilers I've gotten since I started doing these segments back at, I think, episode 109 to 112, at least in my opinion. Please let me know what you guys think down there. And is this demon duelist, is this the darkness inside Yuya? Is maybe Yuya, Yuri, Yugo, and Yuto all a part of this demon duelist, which would be interesting because then the main character is the main villain in a way, which is something that this Yu-Gi-Oh! Has never done, so that would be a very interesting take on it. And I like how 126, the summary ends. What is the reason that the world is divided into 4 dimensions? Is that going to be answered? Are they just asking that? Or is that going to be answered as soon as 126? I have no idea. I cannot wait for these spoilers, and for these episodes, I should say. Another thing I want to address is the Glorious Machine Dragon. A lot of people thought Hellkaiser, Ryo Marufuji, Zane Truesdale, it might be a reference to. And I don't want to be a negative Nancy here. I'd love to see Zane or another returning character. But keep in mind, whenever they have announced a legacy character returning, they always give it like 7 or 8 episodes before the character comes back. When they announced Asuka and Edo, I think they announced it at 96, and Asuka debuted in 102, Edo in 104, I believe I'm correct. So, are they just going to throw Hellkaiser in and not announce it formally? Probably not. Like, if tomorrow they came out and said Zane Truesdale's going to be in this show, he probably wouldn't be in this show until like 128, 129. So that's just something to keep in mind. But again, I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy, but that's just a big rumor that I've heard from a lot of people, and I just kind of wanted to address that real quick. So many things going on here. I cannot wait. I'm doing a podcast with a few people, as I always do when these spoilers come out. That should be here when the weekend comes. That'll be a much more in-depth 55-minute, hour podcast where we answer different questions and such. And I just cannot wait to hear what you guys have to say about these in the comments. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about that podcast. Hopefully you guys check that out. We'll get a lot more in-depth with different theories and what could be going on here. I kind of act as the moderator in those podcasts, but I love to do that. And that's pretty much going to sum this up, guys. I am so excited for these next few episodes. But let me know what you think. Are you guys excited as I am for these spoilers? What do you think about Asuka and Sora versus Yuri? We're going to get Yugo and Yuri. I didn't even really touch on that. We're going to get interaction between Leo and Yusho and Reiji. I mean, this is insane. And then I haven't even mentioned this. We're going to get maybe Yuto back in his own body, and Yuya and Yuto versus Ruri and Serena. I mean, this is just so much. There's just so much going on. I cannot wait. Thank you, writers, because this is what I have wanted for so long. Just finally, this plot is really gonna be advanced, and I think it's I just think it's amazing. So I am really ecstatic with these spoilers. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, which might be the podcast, it might be the 122 cast list, I'm really not sure, or the 123 cast list, excuse me. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.